The red carpet stretched under the flashing lights of 1,000 cameras. Fans screamed his name, their voices blending into a roaring wave of admiration. Tom Cruise walked confidently, flashing that signature smile, the one that had captivated audiences for decades. He looked invincible, a man untouched by time or struggle. But beneath that perfect Hollywood image was a story few knew. A story of relentless struggle, quiet sacrifices, and battles fought in the shadows. Long before he was a superstar, Thomas Cruise Mapother was just a boy who felt like the world was against him. Born into a working-class family, he grew up moving from one city to another, never staying in one place long enough to make friends. His father was a man of strict discipline, his punishments often harsh, his presence a constant source of fear. Tom learned early on that life wasn't fair, that love wasn't always gentle, and that sometimes the only way to survive was to fight back. School was another battlefield. Words on a page twisted and blurred in front of his eyes, refusing to make sense. Teachers called him lazy, classmates laughed at his stuttering attempts to read. He was diagnosed with dyslexia, but back then, understanding of the condition was limited. To the world, he was just a struggling student, one who wouldn't amount to much. But deep inside, Tom knew he wasn't weak. He wasn't stupid, he just hadn't found his way yet. Then, something changed. He discovered acting. Standing on stage during a school play, he felt something he had never felt before: control. When he spoke, people listened. When he moved, they watched. The words that betrayed him in class now flowed effortlessly. For the first time in his life, he felt powerful. It was then that a wild, impossible dream took root in his mind. He was going to be a movie star. At 18, with barely any money in his pocket, he packed a bag and left home, heading straight for New York. The city was brutal, indifferent. He slept on friends' couches, took whatever jobs he could find, cleaning tables, delivering packages, anything to stay afloat while he chased auditions. Rejection became a daily routine. Casting directors dismissed him before he could even finish his lines. He was too short, his teeth weren't perfect. He didn't look like a leading man, but he refused to give up. Every rejection fueled him, hardened him, made him even more determined to prove them wrong. Then came his first break, a small role in the film Taps. It wasn't much, just a minor part, but Tom treated it like the opportunity of a lifetime. While others relaxed between takes, he studied everything: the lighting, the angles, the way experienced actors carried themselves. He absorbed it all like a sponge. His dedication didn't go unnoticed. The director expanded his role, giving him more screen time. Suddenly, Hollywood started to take notice. But it wasn't enough. Tom knew he needed something bigger, something that would make him unforgettable. That chance came with risky business. It was a gamble. The studio wasn't convinced he was the right choice for the lead role. Executives wanted a safer option, a more established actor. Desperate to prove himself, Tom made a bold move. He took a pay cut, promising to promote the film with everything he had. And he did. When the movie hit theaters, one scene changed everything. A young Tom Cruise sliding across the floor in socks and underwear, dancing to old-time rock and roll. It was electrifying. Overnight, he became a star. Hollywood, once skeptical, now saw him as a bankable name. Then came Top Gun, the film that would make him a global icon. Studios were eager to capitalize on his rising fame, throwing scripts at him left and right. But Tom wasn't interested in just being a star. He wanted to be the best. He trained relentlessly for the role, pushing himself through grueling physical demands, determined to make the flying sequences look real. The film exploded at the box office, and suddenly, Tom Cruise wasn't just an actor, he was a phenomenon. But fame came with a price. Hollywood wanted to mold him, control him, own him. He refused. Instead, he made another bold move. He started producing his own films. When the studio executives doubted his vision for Mission Impossible, he took the risk himself, investing his own money. The film became a massive success, proving that he didn't need Hollywood's approval. His hunger for perfection became legendary. He didn't just play action heroes, he became them. While other actors relied on stunt doubles, Tom insisted on doing his own stunts. The insurance companies panicked. His agents begged him to stop, but Tom knew something they didn't. Audiences wanted authenticity. He clung to the side of an actual plane in Rogue Nation, held his breath underwater for 6 minutes in Fallout, and shattered his ankle while performing a rooftop jump in Dead Reckoning, yet finished the scene before seeking medical help. Behind the dazzling success, the billion-dollar box office numbers, and the jaw-dropping stunts, there was pain no one saw. The broken bones, the exhaustion, the quiet sacrifices. There were times when the media turned on him, scrutinizing his every move, twisting his words, trying to paint him as eccentric or controversial. Hollywood was quick to celebrate him when he made them money, but just as quick to turn against him when he spoke out about his beliefs. But Tom never backed down. He wasn't just fighting for his career, he was fighting for control, for the right to tell his own story. When powerful studios tried to dictate his career path, he walked away. When critics doubted his ability to stay relevant, he proved them wrong again and again. And just when people thought they had seen everything from him, he did the unthinkable. He went to space, the first actor to film a movie in orbit, defying gravity in the most literal way possible. At an age when most stars slow down, Tom Cruise was still running, still leaping off cliffs, still chasing the impossible. But at his core, he was still that boy who struggled to read, who was told he wasn't good enough. Every time he sprinted across a screen, clung to a plane, or risked his life for a stunt, he was proving something, not to Hollywood, not to the critics, but to himself. That the impossible was just another challenge waiting to be conquered.